Good morning. We are out of the Annapolis Rocks camp area. That was kind of neat. Nice little individual secluded campsites. And then the rocks itself had a pretty neat view. It wasn't like super spectacular, but it was cool watching the sunset right there. And today we'll be crossing into Pennsylvania. Up that way is the Pogo campsite, in memory of Pogo Reinheimer. We are gonna skip it. I don't think there's anything up there we need. The next reliable water source is like 6.5 or 7 miles or so from here. I think I'm good on water. It's not super hot yet. It's definitely gonna be another warm, hot day. But I think I'm just gonna keep pushing to the reliable water source. Well, the flat and smooth ground only lasted like 2 miles. Now we're just back to terribly rocky, as usual. So I'm still in the stretch where people can do this whole thing in 24 hours to do the 40 mile something. There's no way I could do it. This would take me 48 hours at least. I'm really close to the first shelter of the day, the Ensign Cowell shelter, and we'll take a break there. I just passed a water source that some of the recent comments were saying it was dry. It's kind of a seasonal spring, but luckily it was flowing at a decent rate. So I filled up there, and we're gonna go up to the shelter and we'll just chill there for a bit. And then press on. And I think this was maybe the longest dry stretch, just this morning section of like, I don't know, 6.5, 7 miles. I don't know how much I've done already. That was the first water source of the day. And I think from now on, water should be a little more readily available, every 5 miles or so at least. And here's the shelter itself. Ensign Philip Cowell Memorial Shelter. It's got 2 decks, windows at the top. I like it. It's kind of a nice basic little thing. And this will be my breakfast break. According to Guthooks, this is the last reliable water source for the entire day, which is about 10 more miles. So I need to carry as much as I can, and it's going to be another 90+ degree hot day. I just ran into a Park Service Ranger guy, and I was just chatting about trail news and stuff, and yeah, he's well aware of the guy carrying a hammer. What's kind of funny is like on different social media groups, people are nicknaming him Thor, just because all he carries is a hammer, which I think is kind of funny. But yeah, he's well south of us, but the ranger also let me know of, there was 2 violent incidences that resulted in some deaths on the trail in this kind of vicinity, a couple over the last like 2 weeks that I had not heard of, but they had nothing to do with hikers. They were just other things. One was gang related and stuff like that, so there's no immediate dangers or anything to hikers themselves. But he was just out on the trails and checking the people and checking the conditions and making sure everybody's doing all right, so that was cool seeing that guy. I think there's a shelter shortly, maybe a mile or so from here by now, maybe less. I think I'm gonna stop in there for just a little bit and take a break. I don't really need anything. Man, this half mile before the shelter is extremely steep, very rocky. And there's like 15 people up here doing rappelling and stuff off some of the cliffs near here. Can't afford to be sweating this much. I don't have that much water. Here's where the Raven Rock shelter is at. Definitely taking a break here. Man, that last hill climb wore me out. This one's pretty nice. Spacious on the inside, double decker, nice windows. It's got everything you would need. And we're done with our break at the shelter. As you can see, I've got the bug net on. I've probably had bugs in my face since the Shenandoahs. That's where they started getting noticeable, but I could deal with like the constant 2 or 3 in my face, but the last couple of days it's been like constantly 20 in your face. So I've had enough. I had the bug net. It's time to just throw it on. So let's see. I think the next rest break opportunity is going to be Penmar Park, which is like 5.5-ish miles from here, I think. That also could be a water refill opportunity. I didn't think about that or take a good look at the comments, but there's probably like water fountains and stuff there. Anyway, we're gonna push on till there. I don't think there's any more like serious ups. I think there's a good down coming, but at least they're like short, but it might be steep. I can do the downhills though, no problem. And when I was getting ready to leave the shelter, another guy showed up. He had like a military rucksack. He kind of looked like a young military kid, so I was chatting with him about it, and he was like, yeah, I just graduated from West Point, so that's really cool. So I was telling him about my military past and just retired and everything, and it's kind of cool seeing the people that are just starting, newly minted lieutenants, before he goes and starts his career. So for all you military guys out there, young and old, thanks for your service, and it's super cool if you're brand new and just getting started yourself. You've got a whole lot of fun and a whole lot of work ahead of you. So I'm in the middle of this massively rocky, steep downhill, and all I can think about is that this is part of the 24-hour challenge. There is no way I could do this in 24 hours. Nobody ever talks about how rocky it is. There's only a few sections that are like flat and smooth and you can actually move fast. This whole 4-state challenge area is very rocky. Everybody always blows through it and they're like, oh, I did the 24-hour challenge in 12 hours. It was super easy. No, it's not easy. Did I mention it's 95 degrees right now? Well, I think we've just about made it to Penmar Park. There may only be a restroom here I can use, but I'll take a break here at least. I enjoyed a very nice little break at Penmar Park. There was another thru hiker there who was doing some trail magic today, and he had a little cooler of some Gatorades and sodas, so that was awesome. And he said he's doing trail magic today because he just got done doing the 4-day 24-hour challenge. So we were talking to him about that, and he was like, yeah, it was rough, it was terrible, his feet were so dead, so he's taking zeros to just recover from it. So yeah, another reason why I didn't want to do it. That's just miserable. But that was cool that he was there doing magic for other hikers. As we leave the park here, just up ahead is a very cool landmark that we'll see in a second, but we will be crossing the Mason-Dixon line and we'll be officially leaving Maryland, entering Pennsylvania, leaving the southern states and entering the northern states. So that's coming up in just a quarter mile from now or so. And there it is, the Mason-Dixon line. We're finally leaving Maryland and into Pennsylvania. Alright, we're almost to where we need to go. We're just finishing up. We got a steep up, then a steep down, and then we'll be there at the road crossing. Man, as I'm trudging up this mountain, we are in extreme danger levels of heat right now. It's really bad. I just gotta go slow. I'm almost there, but I just gotta not rush it. I got lots of water still to get me another, whatever's left. But it's really bad right now. This is it. This should be the road crossing. This is the end of the day. I'm gonna try to get a hitch here. It's only 2 miles. People say it's pretty easy. There's a pull off right here, and the road looks busy enough to where there's tons of traffic coming through. So someone should be able to lift me into town. I'll check back after. The first thing we're gonna do is get to the hotel, and we'll check in there. Alright, success for getting into the hotel. Right when I turned the camera off there at the road crossing, there was a lady who was doing trail magic, and she had drinks and stuff, so she was like, hey, do you need a drink or anything? So I was like, no, I'm okay, but you wouldn't happen to be able to run me 2 miles into town, would you? So she gave me a lift, so that was like super easy. And her trail name was Paint Splash, and she says she does murals at a lot of the hostels, so she's done a lot of the painting murals at like Uncle Johnny's and Four Pines and Laughing Heart, and she was naming off all these places. I'm like, oh, I've stayed at a lot of those places. That's awesome. So, and then Odie's bus is the short school bus that I filmed that was at Stanimals in Waynesboro, the other Waynesboro, not this Waynesboro. But I did a quick shot of the hiker yearbook bus. That's Odie's bus, and she says right after here she's going down. His bus is in a different location, and she's going to do a painting mural on his bus. So I thought that was super cool. Anyway, we got in here in great time. It's, I don't know, a little after 4, I think. They got laundry facilities here. I got change and a Tide Pod at the counter, so I'm going to get some laundry together, get that started. I got to get a shower, and then I'm going to probably work on editing while my laundry's going, and then I'll be ready for dinner. There's an Applebee's, like just a short walk from here, and there's a Walmart just near here, so we can quickly knock out a good dinner and a resupply. So we'll take another look at what I need for the next stretch, which will get me into Boiling Springs, where I'm going to meet another buddy, and we're going to hike together out of Boiling Springs together for a few days. So that's kind of a little bit of what's coming up next. Alright, let's get some things taken care of. Guess what that is? That is a tick that I just pulled off my arm. I was just finishing up my shower, and I felt a bump on the inside of my right bicep, and I was like, what is that? And I just kind of reacted. It all happened really fast, and I didn't realize it was a tick till after I pulled him off. But he was latched on, kind of just pinched him and pulled him. Off he came, kind of flicked him, and there he is. So that's the first confirmed tick. That's the first one I've even seen. And he was latched onto me. I don't know how long he was there, hopefully not too long. But I will put an end to him and dispose of him properly. Alright, I got shower done. Right now I'm heading down towards, there's an Applebee's stone's throw away from the hotel. And there's also a Walmart right next to that. So that's where I'm heading. I'm just gonna get food first, and then I think I'm gonna go back to the hotel and then re-inventory all my food that I've got remaining, and then go back to Walmart and do a resupply after. Since everything's so close, I don't need to kind of do it all in one shot kind of thing. And I've got extra food for sure, so I need to just triple check what I need and what I don't need. So that's the current game plan. Food at Applebee's. I'm back from dinner, back in the hotel. I'm super tired right now. I should do some editing and work on some other stuff, but I got a feeling I might just pass out. I've done some initial planning for what the next stretch looks like, about 3 days or so. My current food stock is 2 full days. I've got 2 breakfasts, 2 lunches, and 2 dinners. So I don't really need to go to a Walmart resupply. Plus, there's the general store that has the famous half-gallon challenge. They also have some resupply options. That's going to be on day 2 out of here, so I can top up and get an extra day's worth of stuff, which will get me all the way to Boiling Springs. So I think I'm fine. I don't need to go to Walmart. Let me show you what the exact plan looks like. So here we are at Waynesboro. I think getting out of here, I can probably only make it as far as the Quarry Gap shelters. It's about 18 miles. It's a 2-mile road walk just to get back to where we, the road crossing where we got on. I'm going to try to hitchhike it out while walking. I don't know if anybody's going to pick me up, or I just have to do those 2 miles. So it might be closer to like a 20-mile day, which is why I'm only planning to get as far as the Quarry Gap. Day 2 is going to be trying to get to at least a stealth site, which would be a 20.8-mile day. The Pine Grove Furnace is just there for reference. That's where the half-gallon challenge is at. And that leaves day 3 getting into Boiling Springs as a 15.7. This is where I'm meeting my buddy. I'd like to have less than 15 miles getting into there. If I push day 2 all the way to the next shelter, that'd be like a 24.5-mile day or something. But I don't know. I don't know what the rocks are going to be like. So there's a lot of questions. It's at least a 3-day stretch, however you slice it. And I'm going to get resupply at the Pine Grove Furnace area. So that's just the initial guess planning. I think that'll work. We'll see. So now I'm just going to go ahead and say goodnight for here. I think that about covers everything I was going to say. We'll get up early. We'll see if we can get a hitch. If not, we'll just do the 2-mile road walk. Get back on trail tomorrow morning. And I think that's about it. Yeah, I'm just super tired. I got a belly full of really good food. I think I'm going to go to bed. I should do some editing. Editing's a lot of work, getting everything done. Try to upload at least 1 video tonight, I guess. That's all I'm going to be able to get through. Otherwise, I don't know. Thanks for watching. See you guys in the next one. Good morning. We're heading out of town, out of Waynesboro. I'm just going to do the 2-mile road walk and get back to the trail that way. I don't mind it. It's actually kind of cooler. It's overcast, and I think it's supposed to be only like 80 degrees or something as the high today, so that'll be really nice. So I'll see you when we get down to the trail. The road walk is now complete. I'm back at the trail crossing where the AT is at. I'm just going to rest here for a second, get some food and water, and then we'll be back in the woods and actually starting today. Just right next to the trail, here's the Deer Lick shelter. It's just 2 little guys. We'll just take a quick break here, just for a few minutes. And we're back on trail. Short break there. Chatting with some other hikers I've been around for the last couple of days. It's cool I like kind of falling into a group where you can see people consistently. You know, I'm not like constantly hiking with people all day long, but it's nice to see familiar faces and stuff like that when you get to shelters. But there's a park coming up in like 2.5 miles, and then a mile past that is another shelter, another double shelter setup. I think I don't know why they're like that. I wonder if it's more where it's like 2 kind of smaller ones, but whatever. And then the shelter destination for the night, Quarry Gap, is also a double shelter setup. We're good on water. There's water at the park and there's water at the next shelter, which is 3.5 miles away. So if anything, we'll probably just stop at the next shelter and take a snack break there, I guess. Nice trail this morning. I feel like I need to take advantage of it and just kind of move as quick as I can. After the next shelter we get to, it starts going up a steep uphill. That's probably where it's going to get rocky. I think this bridge had an accident. That's a fresh fall. kind of sucks. There's a lot of downed trees that look recent. I wonder if there's a storm here in a couple weeks ago or something. Yeah, there's a lot of downed trees. Huh. This whole area is ripped up. Here's the Old Forge State Park. I think they got bathrooms and water faucets here. But there's nothing we need. So I guess the AT loops back this way. So we're just gonna keep pressing. The next shelter is a mile from here. And I think we'll just stop there and top up our water and stuff before a big hill climb out of that location. Look at this beautiful pine forest that we're in. I love how you enter Pennsylvania and just suddenly everything's different. Forest is very different than it's been the last couple 100 miles. And we made it to the Tumble & Run shelters. Another double shelter set up here somewhere, I guess. We'll take a break here for a little bit. Yeah, two little guys again. Nice little covered picnic table area. I'm definitely liking the feel of the forest area. It's just different. We're a few miles away and you're just very different. I like it. Oh, this is hilarious. There's the non-snoring. And the snoring. That's funny. We're out of the shelter, back on trail. We got this huge uphill now for a couple of miles. And then I was looking ahead for water sources. Water looks really scarce now. So I just loaded up. There's a possibility this is the last water until we get all the way to our end goal for tonight, which is still like 12 miles away. Luckily, it's not as hot as it has been. It's going to be overcast, it looks like, which is keeping it a little cool. The high is only like 80 compared to like 95. So that's definitely going to help. Okay, I just got to push uphill. Well, I think we made it to the top. That was a good climb. I think we're going to take the side trail. It's like a 0.1 to the Chimney Rocks overlook area. And we'll go check out what this looks like real quick. I dropped my bag down there. It's a little bit of a rock scramble to get up here. But we should have a nice little overlook here in a second. Yeah. This is a little precarious. So just watch your footing. Cool rock formations though. There we go. So I'm seeing more areas like this as I get further north, but if you see a clearing like this where it looks like there should be a power lines coming through here, these are actually gas lines that have been buried underground. There's a couple more crossings like this that we have been frequently hitting. I feel like terrain-wise, today's one of the best days with like consistently kind of good terrain. This is the rockiest it's been today, and this isn't that bad. My feet aren't getting all destroyed yet, which is nice. So much for smooth trail. It's officially too rocky. kind of interesting. There's this thing here about this invasive species, wavy leaf basket grass. I'll keep an eye out for it. It'll be interesting if I actually find any. I really like this forest area we've been walking through all day. It's got such a really cool vibe to it, even though it looks like kind of a gnarled mess. It's just very different from what we've been doing. Okay, here's the next shelter. Rocky Mountain Shelter, split off, 0.3, okay. We'll take a break down here. That was a really steep, pain in the butt descent to get down here. Hope I didn't make a mistake. But I need to rest my feet, take my shoes off and stuff for a bit. Oh. Same little dual setup. Okay. Back on trail. That was definitely a pain in the butt to get up and down there, but it was worth it just to take a nice break. Felt like I was down there maybe an hour or so. The next destination is going to be the shelter for tonight, which is about 5.5 miles, I think, from here. Something that really sucks is we'll be descending off this ridgeline down to a road crossing, and if you take a left from the road crossing, there is a place that's like a burger stand, ice cream shop, something that looked awesome. However, recent comments and gut hooks talk about it being closed for like the next couple of days. So whoever owns it maybe is on vacation or something, which kind of sucks, because that would be awesome to stop in there and get a bite to eat and some ice cream and stuff. So we gotta skip it. So whatever. So I think we're just pushing straight through to the next shelter. No other big landmarks and stuff coming up, I don't think. But we'll see. Now let's get into a rocky fun part. There's also thunder in the distance. I was trying to bring up the weather forecast to see if I could see anything, but there's not enough signal strength here to get the weather forecast. I think it just kind of looks like it's kind of scattered, isolated stuff, so it may go around us. We may get rained on. Doesn't sound too good though. It's starting to rain. I'm going to switch to rain gear. Well, we had a good rain for about 10 minutes. Now it's just drizzling. Storm just kind of passed us. Could have been a lot worse. Well, the rain really started coming down now. I'm taking a break in a park. I don't think this is supposed to last, but we'll see. Alright, I'm just going to be really quick. Made it to the shelter. Rained for like 4 hours straight. Rain stopped. Got dinner and everything done. The shelter's really nice. I'll try to see if I can get more footage of it maybe tomorrow, but I'm gonna just tucked in really tight. There are two, it's one big kind of unit, but there's two separate shelter kind of spaces, and we're packed. There's tons of people here. Probably because of the weather. Everybody's kind of congregated near the shelter, but it's gonna be a really tight squeeze. There's a lot of people here, so I'm gonna go to bed. I'll try to get some footage in the morning. That's all I got. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time.